Python finally turned on his rail switch. It's definitely working out, but only one frag down now. And he's starting to stomp around the map quite a bit more. And the timings are actually being pretty gracious to him. Ballin needs to start setting up some traps like Python was earlier in the map.
I think Mega's going to be a fairly big point as well. Ballin getting some good damage himself. Python's going to be careful of these choke points a little bit. They're surely going to be having a timing on this item.
He's expecting a fight from Ballin though, so he's looking to clear it out first.
I think he would hope for a health bubble as well, just to make sure he could get all the benefits from the Mega, but not going to happen just then.
Nice rocket jump, I like this. Changing up his positioning, trying to catch Ballin off guard, but that does leave red armor up, so if Ballin's coming through teleporter, Python's not seeing him there either. Oh, he's looking for him on the rail, but yeah, Python is not going to be taking the easy bait on that red armor. He's going to be doing a lot of damage to Ballin first. Ballin surely isn't still there. Oh, we actually got a peek of him through the window, so Python's going to be collapsing on him here. And that delayed the timing really nicely as well.
What is this aim?
Oh, jeez.
What is going on with Python? He has tied the game up, and I love what he's doing with the item delays as well. It's actually very simple, but he's just making it so effective, and Ballin is falling for those little traps. Wonder how Ballin can get himself back in the game, because he was so dominant earlier on, and I really thought we were going to fall into a match where Ballin was just going to absolutely steamroll him. He's higher seeded than Python. He's in a higher group than Python. Maybe even by 2 groups. I could be wrong there. So, I mean, on paper, he should be doing definitely better.
Well, Python playing the slow and steady game here for sure. And yeah, what he's doing with the timings here is only available because Ballin's going incredibly passive here between the items. We haven't seen too many fights. The one that really opened the door for Python was coming in close range with rockets. We're going to have to see if Ballin does something similar. But here, Python fully stacked up, making a lot of noise, making sure that Ballin knows where he is and what he's doing. But here, he had another opportunity to delay timing, but now he matched timing on Red and Mega. So if Ballin's aware of that at all, he's going to have the ability to trade. Maybe. We'll see if Python lets him.
I think he's hearing him just on the sides of the map, but he's not able to quite catch him down at the moment. Spots him out, but not able to get that rail off in time with Mega and Red up at the same time. It leaves him in a little bit of a pickle. He's going to find Ballin. A bit of a trap, that direct rocket somehow. Ballin, can he do anything with this? The tracking going reasonably well. Oh, rockets out. He gets the rail right at the end as well. That is going to be the Australian taking the lead in Sinister. But can he keep hold of that lead? He gets the red straight after. I'm going to switch over to Ballin now and see what he can do to catch up on this. He's caught out. He's got a rail out, and he does land 2 shots, which is important. He's actually given himself a chance now to get in the game. With the few items that are coming up, this is, yeah, a final hurrah for him. He has to, I think, challenge on this Mega quite possibly.
Yeah, he can't stop now. As soon as he can get a yellow armor, he's going to have, well, Mega changes everything, I guess. But yeah, he just didn't have the time to grab a weapon and take advantage of Python there. But 1 minute left, 2 frags to go. Python, I hope he doesn't start to turtle up here, but getting a trap in with the rail is certainly going to help out quite a bit. Red's going to be the next thing to fight for, but it looks like Python's going to be pushing in for a safety frag before Red even comes up.
Those rockets.
Yeah.
I think that choke point as well, at least from Python's perspective, it looked like Ballin wasn't really looking to his right side where Python was. Maybe he could have been better prepared, but it was emergency time. He had to make something happen, so I definitely can't blame him for the way he played that one out. Python needing to stat pad a little bit more, missing the rails that he should be hitting, but just the last bits of the map getting in his way.
All right, but it looks like that'll give Python map number 1 at least, but of course we're playing best of 5 here, so I hope Ballin can keep his energy up.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of maps to play out. Next is going to be Cure. This was Python's map pick, you've got to remember that. And we'll see what Ballin's going to be able to do for us over on Cure and see if he can tie things up. But GG, 8-4 for Python. I have no idea what I was expecting at all, but Python's giving us a very interesting style for us to look at.
Very measured, very controlled, calm, and moving into Cure, that same sort of attitude could serve him well.
Yeah, 15 out of 28 rails hit as well.
Wow.
That's,
I think all those misses were front-loaded in the first 2 minutes, and after that it was just hit, hit, hit.
No, exactly. But his lightning gun as well. I mean, he had 50%. I was like, oh, he's barely used it. I mean, surely he's not going to keep that.
He was looking
then
pretty
the next
confident,
fight, when he kept on racking up frags, he was still at 50, and only towards the end, really, when the fights got much closer and more intense, was he really sort of losing out on those accuracies. But, you know, accuracies don't mean anything. It's just pretty numbers that we get to see.
We do love our numbers.
Exactly, numbers are fun. But Cure, I wonder if it's going to be a bit of a different pace at all, because this map can also be quite slow. If anything, Sinister was quite quick for what you can have on that map.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I'm starting to twitch a little bit every time I see Cure now. 17-minute games will do that to you.
No, indeed, when no frags are taking place. But guys, we are in game right now. This is map number 2. It's Cure. It's Ballin's pick, and let's see what he can do for us here. Mega to be taken, possibly. No major items have been picked up. Oh, just as I say that, that's when Python and Ballin both pick up that Mega and Red, respectively.
All right, so Ballin's going to be getting some grabs on weapons and at least putting eyes on top of the red, looking for Python to come back through the yellow. They kind of make eye contact very briefly, kind of dividing the map in two at this point. But Python might be trying to push it out, but now that Ballin is cutting back here, the fact that he's got that rail angle might keep his back to Mega pretty safely here.
Ballin thought that he was there for a whole lot longer, and then all of a sudden realized that, oh, the red's just been taken.
Right.
That was a little bit awkward. He needs to very much watch out for that.
And Python got Mega too. I mean, Ballin was completely...
it was a misread. That's
yeah,
what cost him. His aim on the rockets are not so good there, and that's Python tearing him apart. He had his crosshair in the perfect position, and he's like, no, I will move it and then shoot.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a hesitation. I wonder if there's any sort of action nerves coming into play.
It looked like a bit of a lockup, but however, you know, it might have been justifiable to leave that Mega up, not being able to really stand there just, you know, with Python taking red armor and have that fight happen. But Python, again, is kind of carrying over the meta from the last map. He's expecting Ballin to hide, and he's punishing for it.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's just demolished once again. And that's Python is something that said to me when I was talking to him yesterday. You know, he's playing for fun here. There's no pressure on him to do things. He doesn't really have like expectations in a tournament. He is enjoying it just for being able to be here and have the games to be involved in. So I don't think he's going to look at the game and think, oh, you know, it's just like palms are sweaty, etc. He's going to be playing. I don't know if you can even call this serious, but he's showing us some Australian duel right here, and we can only watch and enjoy.
I would hope that with the name like that, Ballin for Life has a similar attitude. So we'll see.
The way that we've seen it, though, it looks as if there are a few more nerves coming into play, just particularly with his aim, where it looks as if he puts himself in a good position and as if he can enter a fight quite strongly, but then you see those twitches which just make unfavorable outcomes.
Especially when Python's crawling through the grass like this, making it very difficult for Ballin to get a read on him. And then suddenly opening up the movement, finding Ballin in a corner, literally nowhere to run. One more rocket would do it. Some decent rockets coming out of Ballin to take Python down a couple notches. However, Python can recover on armor very quickly, but he's keeping the timing spread apart. Again,
he's setting up his rockets,
making sure that he maintains his opportunity to have items in the next 2 minutes.
I love what Python's doing with setting up these rockets. Well, if he gets hit and I land this other rocket when he's in the air, then he's going to have this long-range sort of double direct or something like that.
Naturally, yeah.
In fact, Python's timing is a lot better than I thought it'd be. I don't know if that sounds really condescending or anything, but I was like, I'll just turn up the stuff and his combat skills will get him through the games. But his control has been excellent so far.
Yeah, especially for, you know, new time zones. The timings are definitely off. Yeah.
Dear God.
Yeah,
actually, that's a good point. What about the Australian viewers? Well, I have no idea. I'm still adjusting to this time zone, but they must be many hours ahead.
Or they're all here.
It's next week in Australia.
Yeah. Next week. But yeah, 3 frags up on Cure is it's a tall order for Ballin to recover from, especially since he hasn't really shifted gears, and we haven't seen him do too much about Python here. Oh, getting stuck down to the LG is exactly what he doesn't want to be doing. Doesn't really have anywhere to go here. He can escape through the teleporter, but Python can just finish off. And leaving both Mega and Red up, he's just going to have his choice. Are we going to see a steal from Ballin?
No chance
come in for
at
it?
all.
No, not going to happen.
I think Python made a great decision as well off that kill to just hold on for just a second Mega and then rush over to Red.
Yep.
It really secured the fact that he can get both of the items there. It would have been too difficult for Ballin to jump onto the Mega because he would have taken way too much damage as he dismounted from it.
It would have been more difficult for Ballin to realize that it was safe for those 7 seconds, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so not quite halfway through here, but again, Ballin needs a change. We haven't seen him trap the red armor too much. I mean, he can throw down some fairly safe grenades and rockets, but Python's been punishing him for taking all those angles.
It's like he's in sort of the loading process of getting stack and items and things like that, but during that process he's not really thinking about Python in that equation and things like, well, I'll let me finish stacking up and then I'll pay attention to you a little bit later. He's rushing into those rooms so loudly and aggressively, and it's giving easy angles when Python's positioned like that.
Especially when he's stacked up 200-200, he has nothing better to do than to lay those kind of traps.
Exactly. Once again, I'm going to switch over to Ballin because I'd love to see a bit of a comeback, and he's being very cautious now. And maybe a trap on the Mega or something like that would be so necessary for him. But he's missed. Those are such important shots that he can't hit. That should be at least 2 rails landed just there.
Got the one, though, but he's not looking all too great himself now. Red's going to be up, and Ballin really can't do much about it. But look at this. Python's even pushing up from the red to put harassment on Ballin as he's trying to get a what should be a safe yellow armor, but
this is absolutely not. Turn off that auto hop. Oh my god.
Jeez. All right, but 4 frags down.
This is recoverable. I have absolute faith that Ballin can do this.
Physically, it is, but I'm looking at the way that Ballin is routing through the map, and I'm wondering what opportunities he's creating for himself.
A chance for a trap over here, but he's just a little bit late to the party. And that red's going to be up in 5 seconds, which means that Python's got time to return to the red armor and deal damage. But Ballin should really focus on the Mega. Now that he's got 200, that's a great entrance. That's what he needed. And Python, he's still coming in. The LG to watch out for. He's going to get the 25 health level. Is this going to be a frag if he can get a rail?
He can get a rail here.
He's going to get up on that.
Grenade had his name on it, but Ballin's going to get out of there. That's still a lot of damage. It might have even been better if Ballin died there, being able to stack back up. But now he's got to spend some time getting some 25s, getting some armor, allowing Python to do the same thing. So that might be a bit of a moot fight.
It was close, but look at it. It feels like such a shame that Python's able to stack up again, and Ballin's like, oh, it's back up to square one. He gets a direct rocket. Important. Any unreturned damage at the moment is huge.
Nice rocket. Starting to turn those up a bit, and he's got Python in a bit of a nasty spot there. And it looks like he might even steal away red armor. The first steal he's had this entire map.
That was absolutely perfect from Ballin. That was
fantastic damage. He was taking hardly anything himself. He pushed Python away from the item, and now he can get himself a frag. Can't quite hit that rail. The 50's right next to him. I really think he should have thought about denying that.
Forget about Mega for now.
You think he should chase?
Teleporter. He's going to chase through to yellow. That's how you lose Mega, though. Oh, this is dangerous. But Python's so low. Is he going to risk it?
The thing is, we've got two major items right out. How is he going to be playing this one out? Going for the red first. Do not forget about that Mega. Maybe he's just assumed that Python's taken it already when he hasn't taken it at all.
That's so unfortunate.
But maybe Python hasn't seen
Python
it yet
hasn't
either.
done it yet, so Ballin's going to see it and go, all right, cool. But that creates a pretty nice buffer of timing there. But Python might be pulling the brakes on the map here right now. He's got very little time left to hold on to a 4-frag lead. And if he can disappear, this could be very difficult for Ballin.
I still feel like 2.5 minutes. If Python had some stack, I'd definitely agree more. But I feel that Ballin is just on the absolute brink of being able to pull this one back.
But at the same time, he doesn't really have a good read on where Python's going and when. So his ability to trap him is limited at this point. But, you know, he just needs to run around him on the corner with rockets one more time. It's been happening a lot, but Python might not be so willing to make that happen anymore. Listening.
Red coming up, he's let him have it. Okay, direct rocket. We're getting a bit of damage out from Ballin at the moment. He's not lost too much. He still has a bit of an advantage on that. But that's not what he needed, giving up that big item.
All right, so just under 2 minutes here. Ballin's still looking for him. He was anticipating Python recovering to yellow. Didn't see him there. Python probably didn't move too far at all.
Oh,
nice.
Can't imagine not. Free little rail there. Minute and a half left. I think you've got about 30 seconds. Direct rocket over here. That red still can be Ballin's, and he's still got a good stack.
It's dangerous, though, if Ballin decides that he needs to be getting these reds and megas instead of finding out where Python is.
Yeah, there needs to be a sense of urgency now. These items are mattering less and less. He's going to find him. They both get some good rockets. Definitely trapped in there with the shots he's landing and gets the frag. He has given himself a glimmer of hope in this very difficult game that's been for him. He's going to be able to get the red. He has got a chance to cycle the items now, and I think he should push. Forget about that mega health. Rush around, and he's going to land the shot. There we go, Ballin. That is what I'm talking about.
A comeback on Cure is no easy feat whatsoever, but with that Mega, he's got enough fuel to try and chase down Python. He's got so little time to make it happen, and here it's very difficult to convert frags off the spawn as well.
Well, he's showing us he's got the energy for it as well. He's managed to find him again. Is he just going to chase directly?
He's going to go up the jump pad. This is a nasty place to chase. Really difficult.
He's going to go for the red. This is the last. That's the last chance you've got to go for an item. You've got to get a frag in about 10 seconds right now.
All right, well, he's really back on point here.
Go. Where's Python hiding to? He's got so little health at the moment. Can he hear him anywhere? Is Python just hiding in the little corners of the map?
Check behind every crate.
I'm not sure if he's going to find him. He can't go for the items anymore. And Python, he's just turned absolutely invisible. He's hidden in the grass.
You can catch him at the 50, though. He's going to be stuck at the 50. 50's still up, and he's going to deny the recovery. But with 3 seconds left, it's not enough time to find him on the spawn. But he brought it back very, very close.
4-3, and Python is going to take map number 2 in here, showing that Australia can reign supreme on this one. And his aim also looks fantastic. He's now hitting 64% rail. It's only out of 14 shots, but it's still fantastic effort that we've got from him.
It was clear there's relatively little, firepower actually trading behind there. It's more about positioning, deciding, all right, how's he cycling the map? Is he cycling at all? Has he stopped? Has he turned back around? Where do I find the corner to push him up against?
But the issue was he didn't decide that, right, I'm going to take those risks until the final minute. And that amount of frags left, and with that type of map, which is favorable for someone who wants to play a defensive game, unless they get really unfortunate spawns. And maybe that's what he was banking on a little bit more, that he was going to get one of those really quick sort of
maybe
spawn
get
frags.
One on Cure, honestly. I mean, it's not a map where you're going to be getting 2 or 3 free spawn frags. That's not until tomorrow.
Not reliably at all. But what we've got next is Hektik, and this is a pick from Python. So, Ballin, you've got to be up to the game right now. This is the final hurrah. Otherwise, it's not game over for you. You're not going to be exiting from the tournament, but you're going to be going down to the losers bracket, where you're going to be your final chance. Whereas if Python wins, he is doing nicely, and I think quite a surprising win when you look at the seedings and everything.
Absolutely, but what a major shift of gears we're about to see here, going from Cure to Hektik. And there's not much.
Then now, Hektik, all of a sudden, we're going in a completely different gear.
Yep.
Game is going to be starting. Let's see if Ballin can bring this one back. He's going to go yellow first, and see if he can get a nice view on that red armor.
All right, we don't quite have that first hit there, so Ballin can enjoy that red armor a little bit longer. Now looking for an opportunity to do some damage on Python, but Python staying up top, trying to get in some easy rails, and nice. Ballin actually turns back around, doubles back, and ends up getting a little bit of free LG on Python.
It wasn't damage, though.
The damage was okay on the LG. It was a nice rocket, but the fact that he was able to stop in his tracks, figure out, wait, Python's going to juke back, and then catch him doing that means so much.
Yeah, that was an awesome little play we saw from him, and we have got red just been taken. I wonder if he's got perfect timing on Mega. I don't think he has, because Python is the first to take it. If you can hold him there for a little bit of time and keep that map control while the other items spawn, then that would be very good for him. But we're almost a minute in and still no frag on Hektik. I thought this was a change of pace now, guys. Come on. Yeah. He's railable, doesn't want to show his face, and that yellow is going to be up, and a little bit of safety just been earned.
All right, so red's going to be up, and Ballin's going to be a little bit weaker, so Python's going to try to push in on it. Trading damage here pretty evenly across the board, but that LG from Python gets him on the board.
But that's okay for Ballin, because he's managed to restrict Python on the resources that he has at the moment. So when the Mega comes up, he has got timing for it. He has to make sure that he's able to take it himself. He sees the item, and Python is still starved of resources. He's so weak as well. Ballin is going to get that frag right in the end. But now he's in that sort of kind of situation where he needs to get the resources himself. Fortunately, though, it's not worked too badly. He's got important weapons and a little bit of armor just as a sort of a buffer. But that red's not up anymore.
And now Python's just going to be sticking around the 50 health, looking for that to come back up. And if it does, that's going to erase a lot of the work that Ballin has put in for this frag. Meanwhile, he's taking a lot of damage himself, and all the items are coming up pretty much at the same time, so if Python can kill him here, he can go on a shopping spree. Oh, he really needed that rail, but that's going to be one yellow. Hopefully the 50 up, yeah. But he's going to lose out at the very least red armor. Mega would be takeable here, though, and Python's not going to be able to put too much pressure on him there. Nice.
Python neglecting that Mega is maybe a little bit questionable there, but he had a great position on the exit, so Ballin did take some damage straight after. Oh, we've got it, we've got it. What the hell, Python, where do you come from over here? He just starts his sneak attacks so soon, and he just does not know what to expect. That was glorious plays there from Python.
Winding through the grass, indeed.
It's happened a couple of times now, though, through the series, where Python's done these unexpected things. And 3-1, there we go, picking up the pace and seeing a little more of what you'd traditionally expect on a Hektik.
And once again, anytime Python pulls tricks like that, it looks like Ballin goes a little bit on tilt for the next minute or two. Yeah, he kind of seems out of sorts.
some damage from him. It's not happening. 4-1 and
Nice.
great movement again there from Python. It's just showing how evasive he is in some of these fights.
I mean, taking the red is one thing, but being able to put pressure on the railgun and 50 health immediately after is also important. So Ballin can finally get a good angle on him, but they're going to be trading whiffs here. Okay, there we go. Finally, we have some hits happening. But Python realizes it's still worthwhile. If he can get one rail on Ballin, well, now it'll kill him. Jeez. So he's got to get this up, and he can kind of assert himself on both red armor and probably Mega as well. Oh, but he's going to try to cut off the Mega health, keeping Ballin from recovering, and you really do need that 50 to get back into this here without dying.
So one rail there from Ballin. Get a couple of other free little shots, that would be much obliged. But LG just chasing her around.
Yeah,
Only the Rockets
can't really chase around
himself.
that corner though. Yeah. All right, so Python kind of enjoying himself right now. He's 3 frags up, and that you are totally right. This is totally different than what we expected here on Hektik. 4-on-1 is nothing here.
What is going on? There's a lot of respect being given to each other. I think maybe largely by Ballin, he's really realized that actually this guy does trump me in terms of the combat skills. But he needs to be going for more of those rail peaks. I don't think he has been, but it's just he needs to execute on that.
Right.
He needs to actually land the shots, do the whole sort of the shooter bit of FPS.
Yeah, I mean, it's the great thing about these international tournaments is that, you know, you do what you can to kind of gauge the skill level of all these players, but a lot of them haven't played together on LAN before, so you just don't have that information until a day like this.
That's on LAN. Fantastic rails. Oh, it's been so good up until this point.
I think we can forgive him the one.
A little bit.
Nice, especially with the rail like that. That's going to give him a little bit of buffer. Can go on a bit of a cycle here. We're going to have to see if Ballin gets mad here and decides to just, you know, go plus forward with rockets. Oh, he's going to find him here with shotgun. All right.
That was a bit risky from Python. I actually really like how it started, but he didn't get that initial rocket. Like maybe
I'm not sure he knew he was down there.
No, he did. He saw that he went through. I think he heard the teleport.
Right. Yeah.
5-minute warning.
And so now dancing for these rails puts Ballin at way more risk than it puts Python. Oh, yeah, denied 50. And so rinse and repeat here for Python now, and we're halfway through this thing, and there's only a total of 9 frags. It's really insane here.
Well, it definitely leaves possibilities for Ballin to make it back, but it's a shame for him that he's always chasing the lead of Python's, usually. Yeah. Apart from, I think, on Sinister, where Python made a pretty impressive comeback and more.
Absolutely. So Ballin trying to stay quiet, but those shards certainly won't be helping. And he hasn't really put much pressure on the red or Mega lately. I mean, the red's there. It's so trappable, and it's made to be trapped. But Ballin just has been too conservative here. And meanwhile, Python can get completely behind him once again and catch him on the jump pad. This should be a lot of free LG damage coming out of Python. Ooh. Ballin's actually stabbing back with a decent amount himself, so Python's going to break it off, but find him once again at the 50 health before it's taken.
And Ballin again, he's trying to challenge with the rail, but I think Python is the trump card here. His aim has been better on every level, and he's expecting, he's always looking the right way. He knows exactly what Ballin's doing. He seems to have completely read his game, essentially, and I don't know what to really suggest for Ballin. Can you be a little bit more...
Take the gloves off. Yeah, a little bit more assertive, yeah.
Exactly.
Which is what you expect on Hektik.
It kind of feels like when you're watching Ballin, he already knows he's going to lose, and that's not the kind of attitude you want to go in. I feel bad. I'm sorry, but you want someone to go into the fights looking confident, and it just that's not been really what I've felt. His kind of aura.
Oh, and for the 3rd time here, the railgun ends up being such a vicious trap for Ballin. He might not have enough time to learn from that mistake, though.
Yeah, true. With 3 minutes left. You've got to learn pretty damn fast right now if you want to be getting back into this. And again, you can see just a tiny bar of yellow, and it's just evaporated completely. 12-1. And Python showing it's actually remarkably good on these, for him, would be new maps.
I mean, these rails are really giving him this score here. I mean, he's been able to finish off so cleanly so very often, but I think the fight has gone out of Ballin here. At least for this round. You know, he's going to be dropped into, what, lower bracket? So hopefully he can kind of take a breather and come back into it.
Yeah, he's definitely got more games to play. But who knows how far he could be going on this one. This is definitely the sort of the closest matchup that we've got in terms of when we saw in the playoffs, all the people going against each other. I felt these guys have been pretty close, and the maps have been very good, but this has been definitely the most dominant one so far.
Absolutely. And again, these rails from Python, I mean, we were kind of worried about them in the first map, but they've definitely gotten on point here. I mean, it's a combination of the rail accuracy itself and, like you were saying earlier, just knowing where Ballin's going to be coming out of. It's like, okay, I'm just going to time this rail because he's going to be coming out of teleporter now. And he does. He's going to be going through rail now.
And he's
been able
sat
to
in the right position as well.
Yeah.
He's always solid in that positioning.
Right place, right time. All right, so it's definitely says good things for Python moving forward in the bracket.
Honestly, I'm very curious how far he can take it. I have no idea. He was a major question mark coming into the